I'm influenced by different people from all walks of life, Muslims down to atheists. Ugh, I can't rap. I give up, bruh. So why am I here? Why are you filming this?
Yes, Lord. I talk to her every morning when she wakes up. She said she coming through with that good makeup. And now she on the road with it. She on the road. Now she on the pool with it. She on the pool. Now she lost control with it. She lost control. And now she not stopping. Now she letting go.
Justin Fisher's story actually starts in Richmond. I was sitting at my local pub with a fellow regular when he told me about this white kid in an underground battle rap scene in Denver. I had thought battle rap came and went with Eminem's 8 Mile. The interesting part was that he wasn't only a battle rapper, but he also has a disability, one I knew nothing about, but knew it affected communication. This is Justin Fisher's story. True to an underground scene, we arrive at what looks like a deserted strip mall in Aurora, Colorado. It's 420 weekend, and Justin's League is having their flagship Smoke in the City event.
Me once I'm here to show dark suits how to do this. I'm on that new do shit, yeah. Leader of the cruise ship.
Battle rap is a type of rap, traced back to the late 70s, and the main goal is to embarrass your opponent. Justin was formally introduced to the scene by a member of Body Bag Battles at 25. He says it's the intensity that got him hooked.
Yes, cause he wheelbarrow, nuts with the drum. You still hand me the steel barrel. I had you eating out of a straw, buried alive. You still Daryl. Straw, buried alive, Daryl, strawberry. Never mind.
Okay, this kid is talking reckless, so I'm about to eat him up for breakfast. I ain't hear one personal diss against me, just a bunch of useless gun reference. Yo, in this battle, this fucking prick is spun. The only gags you've ever seen are playing Area 51. Yes, son. Yeah, stick to the kush of your roots. Even if I choked in this battle, I'd be going home to more pussy than you. Yeah! So what happens in these battles is both opponents prepare for each other beforehand. Either there's 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds, depending on what they agree with, and usually there's a set time limit that both rappers agree on prior to the battle. In this case, it's only a 1-round battle between these 2 guys, so one of them raps and then the other one raps.
His first rap was at about 5, and I wish I could find it. The recording exists somewhere, but his dad did a thing of Justin going, yo baby, yo, and then it's like on Scratch DJ, like yo baby, yo, and it's like little 5-year-old voice, yo baby, yo.
I used to do freestyle battles like in the lunchroom with kids, but then I completely disappeared from battling and just made music and performed shows for several years. And then I finally decided later on to try the written battle format, and then after that, once I started doing it and like watching more videos of the modern battle scene, I just got hooked on the intensity of it.
Back at the pub, things are getting heated as Justin prepares to battle Shaw from Utah State.
Get you guys set up behind the cone.
Yep.
That's on, bro. All right, y'all, we about to get this shit going. We got a crazy ass battle about to go down. These fools been back and forth at it. So it's gonna be dope. My man right here on the left came all the way from Utah. On my left, we got Shaw.
What's good? I'm out here from Vernal. We got stuck in a canyon for 7 fucking hours to be here. Let's go!
Make some noise for Shaw! And then on my right, from Denver, Colorado, Gen Waggers, we got Savior.
Yo, what's good? It's Savior of Gen Waggers and Microphone Militants. Shout out to our sponsor, Hood Smart Apparel. So I'm about to kill this fucking guy, and they paying me to rock their gear while I'm doing it. Yeah.
Let's get it. All right, y'all, now hold it down for me. We gonna get it going. Round 1, part 1, Shaw, let go.
What up, Colorado?
What up?
Yeah. So I said, Justin,
What up?
throw up hands. On God, you could get smacked. But I'll bet you fight like Dre B. Land with your wrist back. Real shit talk. Are you sure that you want to risk that? I'm about to give you these cans from the porch like I'm just trying to give back, but you're almost 30, my dude. You haven't done shit yet. But this is a throwback to parachute pants. Cause you about to get zipped up and stretched. You stepped into a firefight that you can't handle. I got guns for hands. So if I get to busting with 8 arms and you catch a random buck from out of the air, it's not Jake from State Farm.
Nice.
Time, make some noise!
Talk that shit, bro.
Nah, I am a walking, talking 1080p high-res, high-definition motion capture with these bars. What I'm saying is I'm picture perfect. So when that Millennium Falcon get to blowing his Death Star to smithereens in these Star Wars, George Lucas finna wish he birthed it. I'm Jesse Owens on a track when I hold these medals. You keep dressing up like a fag who sings oldies metal. You battled once on the main page, but you're no one special. Even if you shot an ounce of heroin in your arms, you still wouldn't reach OD level. Should I be thinning out the herd when that lights go off? You even getting around on me, son, that psycho talk. You're a mute Pomeranian. No bite, no bark. I'll throw this apple out of windows. That's Microsoft. I got a gun that's very slutty. So it's busted on everybody. Shooting them, point blank, period. Very bloody. Alright, son, spit that whack trash like I know that you're about to. I respect the time limit, but I don't respect anything else about you.
Time, make some noise, McDonald's!
I just got done with a crazy battle with Shaw. Man, my adrenaline was pumping that whole time. I think I came with a lot of good shit, but he was on fire though, so I think it's a tough call. You know, some people were telling me I got it 2-1. I've got a lot of people saying him, but that's what battle rap is about. I don't want it to be one that's heavily I don't want it to be an easy win or loss on either side, though. I like when it's more heavily debated.
He just went a little while ago. He started off, I can't lie, at the beginning a little bit weak, but then someone made a comment about his autism, calling him retarded, and you could tell he really lit up that third battle. At the end, the judges had him 3-0, 3-0, 2-1, so that did have him losing, but he really didn't care. He said he came out, he tried his hardest. He think he did well. Of course, he's like, I'm the winner of this battle. It doesn't matter because my name's Justin Savior, and I showed up, so it's been pretty cool to be here.
Good morning, this is Justin with Backup Care Advantage. I wanted to inquire into a care request for today, reservation 149-5138.
One of the first times Justin realized he was different was on a night that he couldn't sleep. He got out of bed and stood there for what felt like an hour, trying to get the words out to tell his mom and dad that he wanted to sleep with them. Time went by so slowly until finally he was able to say, "Mom."
I love him more than air. I'm his mother, and I'm his best friend, and I'm his therapist, and he's my therapist, and we've spent the last 28 years healing each other. He was about 2.5, and he wasn't talking, and he wasn't interacting, and wasn't making eye contact, and he wasn't playing with kids like other kids. Everybody just kept saying, he'll outgrow it, he'll outgrow it, he'll outgrow it. And I was like, something's not right.
Oftentimes, symptoms of autism reveal themselves at a young age and are made more obvious when interacting with other children.
I can remember being at a family dinner at my parents' house, my sister's parents' house, and all the kids were there, so they were little at the time, and my oldest son, Chris, and Justin were around a year to a year and a half old, and you could just see the differences between the two of them. They're only 6 weeks apart in age, and so seeing them side by side like that, you could really tell that there was something different. And a normal toddler, like my son, would be just, wandering around with people, interacting with people. And Justin was very content to be off on his own and in his own little world and playing with pots and pans. And he was content to be doing that, but he wasn't doing the same types of things as my son was doing at that time. And that's probably the first time that it really became clear to my sister and to the rest of the family that there was something different there.
We went to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and what happened was we get the diagnosis, and we basically were handed this sounded like a death sentence.
I remember it was such an overwhelming thing for my sister to find out that Justin had autism or anything on that spectrum of autism, because as a parent, that's such a big diagnosis, and you don't know what the future is going to be like for your child.
He may never speak. If he does, it almost certainly won't be meaningful communication. He probably will need severe special ed services for life. You need to be prepared. He may need to live in a group home. He may even need to be institutionalized. And here's this beautiful, vibrant little boy. I mean, he was beautiful. We're just like, how can this be? And when we went to leave there, his father and I made it as far as the elevator, and the minute the doors closed, we just fell into each other's arms and wept. I mean, literally almost fell to the floor. It was very painful.
Justin's mom enrolled him in a preschool handicap program, and after seeing no improvement, the diagnostic team recommended she look into Barry and Susie Kaufman's program, Sunrise.
The diagnostic team said to us, we don't believe in a cure, but there's this one family, and they've seemed to have made more progress than anybody else, and they told us about this couple, Barry and Susie Kaufman. And there was a famous book in the 1970s called Sunrise, S-O-N, Rise. And it was about Ron Kaufman and how they did this home program to help their son, who really truly has overcome no symptoms of autism at all. And they set up an institute that, thank God, these Children's Hospital people told us about that, because that was one of the many big pillar stones that was the turning point for us. I really documented every step of my therapy with him. He did therapeutic horseback riding. That was huge. Justin, gardening was a really big part of our life. There he is at the auditory training.
I remember every one of those things that he went to was helping him come forward a step. And my sister was relentless in searching out those different opportunities and was convinced she could do something to help him. And she just kept on it and kept on it and kept on it, and I could slowly see the progress he was making. The one thing that stands out to me as very impactful and really had a long-lasting result was the auditory sensitivity training that he went to.
It's called auditory integration training. The theory was that they act deaf because they actually hear too much.
Now, when I was little, I was really severe. I was so severely autistic that I couldn't communicate my basic wants and needs, and that I was really bothered by loud noises, for example, and I was so oversensitive to everything that it was to the point where they wouldn't think I would ever be fully functional and could perhaps be institutionalized.
According to the Center for Disease Control, 1 in 68 have a form of autism, and the numbers are slowly rising. Autism was not clinically recognized until 1944, and although it has an arguably short history, it's not a rare disorder. It affects people of all ages, backgrounds, and ethnicities. There is no cure. It was through music, specifically the auditory training, that Justin credits for helping him overcome his fear of sound.
Justin was in the first experimental research study in the United States for that. We had to travel to Oregon. We had to raise money. It was, very empirically not validated. We took a lot of flack from people like snake oil salesmen, and we're like, what do we have to lose? When your kid is coming to you and saying, well, Mina is the sound of that blinking traffic light a half a mile from the house, and the yellow side sounds different from the red side, and all the babble nonsense jargon that he'd been saying for his entire life actually was what he was hearing in the world. The sound of driving by telephone poles. Listen sometime. If you listen, you'll hear it. It's just most of us filter it, right? His progress was so miraculous. I mean, he matured a minimum of a year's worth in the month following that treatment.
You were ever in denial about your autism?
Absolutely, without a doubt. For most of my life, I feel like I was. Then, most of my life, we thought of it like I overcame autism. And then it was really in the past 2.5-3 years when it really started to hit that I still do have traits of autism, and everything on the spectrum.
In adolescence, he knew that he was not like other kids. Now, externally, he would deny that. He would use the phrase, there's no such thing as autism, and I never had that. But what was going on inside, and I have some of the things he's written, and they were dark. I mean, they were really dark.
Like, I tried way too hard to fit in. Like, I tried to be like everybody else because I thought that conformity to a lesser degree or another would be the way that I could distance myself from my past of being autistic. So being like everybody else to me during childhood meant wearing all the clothes that were trendy, having a haircut like most of the kids, listening to the same music, and eventually that took it, as I got into like high school and college, that turned into partying and experimenting with substances and chemicals.
Justin had been dealing with substance abuse since 2005. It was in 2011 that he spiraled into his addiction, racking up $11,000 of debt. He says it went from drinking and having fun to self-medicating.
Addiction problems, I don't think it really has to do with being autistic or not. I don't think it's an autism thing. What I think is peer pressure when you're different than other kids is a big deal. So if you're trying to fit in and you're dealing with your autism and everybody around you starts partying, it's easy to get sucked into that.
When I really started bottoming out towards from drugs and alcohol, like I really hit a crossroads in my life where like I didn't know, like I don't know if saying I wasn't gonna make it was the right way to go about it, but saying I'm not gonna make it on this path.
Justin has been sober since October 2012. As someone who was newly sober and previously in denial of his autism, I wondered why he would pursue battle rap, a relentless form of expression based on exploiting flaws.
So why would you pick battle rap?
No, the honest to God truth is, I think a lot of it was confronting a lot of the childhood issues that I have with people saying, like, putting me down and making fun of me for being different or having a disability. I think a lot of it was unconsciously wanting to approach that with with shock therapy, like having it be in your face so much at such an exorbitant level that I've become desensitized to it.
I said, like, not to be rude, but I said I think we need someone that has harmony in their voice. He said, I think Justin would be perfect.
Fuck, I'm getting old.
Yeah, we are. Well, I'm moving the program. I had to restart the computer.
Yeah, motherfucking Dan.
Let me know when you ready. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm influenced by different people from all walks of life, Muslims down to atheists, many different walks of light. I used to question if my relationship with God was right. I'm rediscovering spirituality when my father lost his life. Before that happened, my mentality was grab this life by the horns instead of wondering what happens in the afterlife. I would have sold my soul to come up on abundance quickly, convinced that I was going to hell and wondering who's coming with me.
And, like, you know how, like, what I was told is, like, Bravo Gator and Crucifix, how they like are into it. Yeah. Bravo builds up, they say build yours, and I was like, he does build his, but they say just build it. But if we have to do it on a different track, that part we like, I had to compromise with God.
That
do
part,
it separate,
no,
so it
doesn't
like
on that.
You know, yeah. But the first time that he actually came and we did a track, I just remember seeing him just sitting there writing to the same beat we were writing to, and he was just like so quick, because I swear to God, he wrote so fast. And ask his cousin when you talk to him if you do, that I was just so blown away, like how fast he wrote. But it wasn't just how fast he wrote, it was the subject matter that he wrote about and the punchlines in his music. And I was just like, we're still sitting here halfway through ours, and we're just like, and he's like, I'm done.
We met up with J Money, a top-ranked Colorado battle rapper, and Aspect One, a respected member of the community and host on URL. I wanted to see what their opinion was of Justin at the beginning of his career.
You know what I mean?
Hell no.
On Sanford?
No.
I think people feel if they lose to him that they get made fun of at some type, you know what I'm saying, some type of way, and so they really go hard on.
It's
Savior.
more difficult. It's different.
Right.
It's more difficult for Savior's opponents.
Yeah.
Because a normal person would be like, well, you got autism, like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like me personally, I used to teach kids with autism.
Yeah.
So
My son's autistic.
I
so,
feel a personal way about attacking someone for a disease. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be my angle. I would be I have so many other angles.
You were about to go. Hold on. Let me stop.
There's plenty on me though.
You know what I mean?
Yo. So his name is Money, right? But I was already Money. He came in the league after me, right? So I named him White Money. I gave him that name. First time we had on the flyer, it came out with White Mike. On the flyer. I don't know how I got fucked up, but his name's not, there's no White in his name, and there's no Mike in his name. His name is really just Money. But it came out on the flyer, White Mike. Like, verse Sid Vicious.
How'd you get that name?
Money? Yeah. Movement and Neglect for the Educated Youth.
Oh, look at you.
Came up with that shit.
So inspiring.
Yeah.
And you know, Savior's an acronym too, by the way.
I know we're doing the acronyms, because Aspect 1 is the acronym too.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
I didn't know that. What does Aspect 1 stand for?
Oh, shit.
A stupid person expecting. No.
I got you. See, I know you couldn't speak up on my time drops.
A stylish perspective embodying creative thoughts on new extremes.
A solid perspective.
A stylish perspective embodying creative thoughts on new extremes.
It's dope.
That is dope.
Really dope. Savior stands for strength and victory in our reality.
Watch out.
I got J Money because my big homie Karma told me I was Money on the track when I was 14. Like, I was recording. Like, there's no acronym for J Money. Like, I put the J there because my name is Josh.
I had other
saying?
nicknames though.
The Money is just because I was good rapping on the track. Yeah.
But does it bug you, Sonny? Knowing that everyone goes easy on you because your mind isn't fully functioning? Or that when they call you something funny, they don't do it because you're buddies, but you still shrug it off like it's nothing? Don't you get it? It's what we fucking call retards, dummy!
I feel like, personally, to me, like, battle rap is like a street-oriented, hunger, passionate perspective of rap. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up in the morning and I feel talented about my music, like, that's my ego working. Like, confidence is you being able to go outside your house and keep the same level of composure, if not more, to succeed. Because most people just go through the day just trying to get through. And that's not confidence at all. You know what I'm saying? So the people that are outspoken about their talents always get, oh, I'm this or I'm this. You know what I mean? Oh, Floyd Mayweather is an asshole. He's blah, blah, blah. Ain't no one beat him.
Yeah.
I questioned if Aspect talking about confidence was the only thing Justin was missing, or if there was something else he still needed to grasp.
You have to find the animal in that heart of his and wrap it outside of his soul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us have a hidden beast, like, you know what I mean? That shit has to be growling and snarling and like off the chain, like you have to be holding it back, like, you know what I mean? And that's the difference between the dudes that are at the top and the dudes that are, you know, negative space or in the middle.
According to a new poll voted on by the artist, Justin, aka Savior, is ranked number 11 out of 25.
What's interesting to me about Justin as an up-and-coming battle rapper in Denver is that it's not really like his personality. He is, I tell people, the sweetest person in the family. He's the nicest of all 6 grandchildren. He's the only one that goes and sees his grandmother without being told to. He's just so kind to everybody, and I'm sure if you talk to people at work, they would say the same thing about him, all his friends. So to see him in this battle rapping thing where he's just dishing on somebody is so opposite of his real personality in life that it's hard for me to put it all together.
Justin was beginning to accept his autism when his father passed away. The weekend we were in town would have been his 56th birthday.
If you lose a parent, like, that's something that never goes away. You don't just wake up one day and forget about it. Like, they're never coming back. So I've done it, but now I've done a lot of, I'm not going to lie, I've done a lot of internalizing it. Like, I've done, now granted, I've had moments where I've just fallen apart and, like, had vicious crying spells, and especially in the beginning. But a lot of it is I've made an effort to keep myself busy at all times and feel like I'm always doing something and always have distractions, kind of to take the pain away.
As I pushed him further, I got the sense that his dad's birthday added to his stress. Behind the scenes, he was taking on more responsibility for the event than originally planned.
Everything here is really important. This is a shrine that I made to my dad. This was one of the first family pictures we ever took. This was my dad, my mom, and me in my really cute little bow tie. This here is important. This is my dad's eulogy. I wrote this for him. And then this, and this can that says share Diet Coke with Dad. Shortly after he died, I realized I found this in the fridge. Like, it was there, but then I didn't realize it was there until 2 days after he died. So I told myself I would never open it and never get rid of it.
My wife Janine and I found out some interesting news about our son a little under a year ago.
No time.
And at this point in time, a few things were mandatory and changing in our life.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like this whole weekend I felt like I haven't really had time to grieve about it, but it's the
on a mirror like an old kid. I just can't pick up the phone and say hi. But with all the everything I've been going through this weekend, he would be there to call me with stuff like this. Yeah. It's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you worried about if you ever were to find someone and have kids that they could possibly be autistic?
I think about that every day, but as I've gotten older, that's something that was a concern my whole life. But as far as I wanted to be, but as I've gotten older, it's become more. It's something that I've accepted, and I'll deal with it. I'll still love that child the same, and I'll do absolutely everything we can. But at least now, I know if I did have a child with autism, I've got enough experience from what I've dealt with is that I know where to start.
If you could tell people one thing about you, what would it be?
I'm different. I hope you like me, but take me or leave me.
I wish I had $1 for every setback I dealt with. I'd be a trillionaire, but instead of acting helpless, I make investments to improve the planet's livelihood. I got my focus back and all my problems swept aside for good. Free. Mike Militants, our name has been through several changes. I guess the fallen gods got back into heaven's graces. Whatever it takes for heaven's sake, now something has to happen. Tell me if you